Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.
That niggas gotta let the hoes be hoes, man. If that girl wanna go be a hoe, you let her go be a hoe. Just don't take the hoe back after she finish hoeing. But if she wanna be a hoe, let her go be what she wanna be, man. Always gonna be hoes. Let that girl go hoe in peace, man.
Bitch is a hoe. They know who they are. They brand themselves. Tattoo on the lower back, tattoos on the arm, up the damn neck, tattoo down the leg. That's the key to tell you that I'm a hoe. I sells pussy. 25 earrings in your ears. Titties full of earrings. What, you gonna put some keys on that motherfucker? If she go to work at 9, come home at 3 in the morning. That secretary. Yeah, you a secretary. You better secretary on that fucking pole, bitch. Calluses on their hands. That's a hoe. And they good with grabbing money. Tell her go get some groceries and she grab it like this. That bitch a hoe. She knows she been on the fucking strip. And you can tell the way they open their mouth and talk. Shit, I don't give a fuck. If you go into the store and you ask your woman, can I bring you something back? She said, yes. Bring me a half a gram of cocaine and a box of red wine. The bitch is a drunk and a fucking hoe. Anytime you toss your woman a fork and the bitch turn around and catch it with her ass, she's a hoochie. She can lie and say she ain't no hoochie. I went to Harvard. Okay, you a Harvard hoe. Don't try to be nothing else. If you're a hoe, be a hoe. This is America.
My fellow patriots, happy Tuesday. On this day in hoe history, the Slut Walk was formed. We will be taking a look back on how that came about.
I did not invent the Slut Walk. The Slut Walk started in 2000.
We don't give a fuck! Jesus! We don't give a fuck!
Ooh. If women-splaining was a person, it would be Amber Rose, because that was some lady-splaining if I've ever heard it. The takeaway you're supposed to imagine is that, that some girl got raped and then a police officer showed up and was like, stop being a slut. And by the way, if that's how things went down, that would be pretty outrageous. It sort of boggles the mind that any police officer would be so stupid as to say to a rape victim, stop, drop, dressing like a slut. So, of course, that's not what happened at all. That's the whole point of feminism. You're supposed to be really emotional. You're supposed to get impacted by an emotional story and then react to it without thinking and not demand further details.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
I decided to actually look into further details about what this police officer said that launched this entire movement in Toronto. So here's what actually happened. On January 24th, 2011, a Toronto police officer, Michael Sanguinetti, that actually is true, and another officer from the 31 Division spoke on crime prevention. Now, they did not travel to the campus to speak about any particular person's rape. In fact, this was a normal protocol. They routinely visited this campus to talk about crime prevention as an overarching topic, not focusing on rape or anything else. But when they got to the issue of campus rape, they said, tons of ways in which women, of course, again, this is a crime prevention seminar, could take steps to prevent being in circumstances in which you might attract somebody who is a pervert. And speaking quite loosely, Sanguinetti interrupted the more senior officer and said, I've been told that I'm not supposed to say this. However, women should avoid dressing like sluts in order not to be victimized.
Accusations!
These are not accusations. This is
false accusations.
And
horror, shock, because we've all been trained to believe that that's victim blaming. And that's what these women said. You're blaming victims if you say that there's anything that we can do to stop becoming victims. But slow down that logic. Of course, there are things that we can do every single day to prevent ourselves from becoming victims. Let me ask you a question. Why do you lock your car and roll up the windows?
What the hell did you just say?
When you go into a store? Why not just leave them down and leave your cash in the car? Why don't you do that? Oh, because Candace, I have cash in the car and the window's down. It might attract a person that wants to rob me. Yeah, that's kind of common sense, because people that are perverts and people that want to commit crimes obviously will see that as bait. Hey, why are parents encouraged to watch their children when they take them to the playground? Why keep an eye on your kids at all? It's a playground. Oh, because we understand it's not a utopia. We understand that perverts exist. We have heard the stories of circumstances when children are not being watched by their parents at all and a child gets snatched. Now, do we say, oh, that's victim blaming when that happens? No. We say, obviously, we should all take basic safety measures to ensure that we do not become victimized because the world is filled with criminals, becoming more so now because we've gotten so soft on crime in America.
Shut up! Now who sent you, nigga?
So, yeah, that's what really happened. And could he have said it in a kinder way? Sure. But one way in which you can avoid getting raped is not dressing half naked and walking down a street at 2 a.m. in the morning with no one with you. I don't know. Is everybody upset with me for saying what is so obviously true? But one thing Amber Rose did say here that was honest was that she did not start the slut walk. Because after that circumstance happened in Toronto, there were 2 young women that started the slut walk. And by the way, if you want to know how successful these women are, slut walk is now transnational. There are slut walks in Asia, Europe, Australia, Latin America. This took off. These women were so powerful in their delivery of this message that we cannot victim blame and we must be allowed to dress like sluts at all times, that it's been taken up everywhere. So who are these women? Let's do a little history. Who are these women that had this much of an impact? Well, the first woman's name is Sonia Barnett. Sonia Barnett is herself a Canadian, and I'm going to read you her bio. Color you shocked when I tell you that she is a registered psychotherapist with a passion for sex therapy.
A lot of shit pissed me off. Like, we got Candace Owens, talking about the Hoepocalypse, Hoeflation, and different whole topics. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to stop these women from, being hoes, acting like hoes, strippers, dancers, stuff like that. She's trying to slow them down in some sort, or make them see the error in their ways, and some aspect of um, guilt, really. She's not really approaching it like they should stop for any other reason but guilt, feeling guilty about being a slut. You know, that's a hard thing to get people to catch on to. They don't feel guilty no more. There's no more shame. Um, can't make nobody feel guilty or shameful for doing what they want to do with their body anymore. You can't guilt them into being honorable women. You know what I'm saying? You know, ho- don't get it twisted. Men are hoes too. There's plenty of men hoes running around here. Can't can't think of one. Oh, what is maybe Brad Pitt? Nah, he was married. Yeah, no. Yeah, I can't think of one, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, it's messed up that Candace Owens is trying to guilt these young women into you know um, delayed satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? Telling these women they need to stop dressing a certain way, or hold themselves for a man of value, and look for somebody to marry, and you know develop a future with, and stuff like that. And it's Candace Owens, the history of America, right? We all know that there's been whores everywhere from the gate. You know, women been trying to make money in this country for a while now. That's why, actually, you know, uh, San Francisco, the gold rush, women were making more money than the men, because the men was getting the gold and just giving it to the women to have a good time with them. So there's plenty of madams and brothels that was uh, helping America forge its way through Like right now, this feminist movement is helping America forge its way forward and getting certain uh, nicks and crannies smoothed out by these women exploring themselves, choosing to be more open with their sexuality and, being more promiscuous, you know what I'm saying? That's just causing more women to, you know, explore their wants and fantasies and stuff like that. Like the lady that started the slut walk. She's a sex therapist and stuff like that. She's a quote unquote slut. So, more power to her. And I feel like people should let these girls, go wild. I think that was already a thing, right? So I don't know why it seems like we're pulling it back and trying to wrangle these women back into being traditional women and being more submissive and loving, caring, quote unquote, nurturing, whatever you want to say, because I don't think they want to do that no more. I don't really think they wanted to do it in the first place. They just felt like it was a necessity to get children in this world. I mean, it really is, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of women have sacrificed their time, essence, and, their youth a lot of the times to get that mission accomplished. But now they feel like there's enough going around, there's enough women that's fulfilling that goal. They could take a little percentage of the women and be sluts, There's still people reproducing and living and caring for each other. There's always going to be this dynamic, 60-40, it's going to fluctuate back and forth. It's just part of the world. But like I said, prostitution, hoes been forging their way through America, been uh, starting different business investments and, um, making a name for themselves, and it's happening now more and more with OnlyFans, and this is the same thing, we just want to see some positive outlooks or outcomes from this. Sorry about that. Some positive outcomes from it. Maybe they'll start a hospital. Maybe the hoes will start, a whole line and start giving away panties and shit, lingerie. So they can help out society by giving away bras to hoes, and you know. All right, silence is acceptance, and we ain't having it. Candace Owens always trying to stop these hoes. This whole apocalypse is taking over. I remember when I used to grow up. Well, when I was growing up, when I used to grow up, and I remember when I was growing up. You could tell a hoe. You know what I'm saying? You could tell the girls that was gonna be hoes. You could tell the girls that was gonna be exotic dancers or whatnot, and a little more promiscuous or whatnot, and jumping from little boy to little boy type shit. And we already knew they was gonna hit. But now it's like a mixture, like a blend. It's like it's everything. It's everybody. It's it's just it's just everywhere. I don't know. I don't know if it's more holes than maybe because I'm older. I see it now. Because I don't think it's more holes than there were in the '90s. There was some real holes in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? So now in 2020s, is there more holes than there were 30 years ago? No, I don't think so. I think it's the same amount of holes that it's been, Candace. I don't think it's a whole apocalypse. I think it's just that they're open and everybody got pocket cameras, so everybody can see what the fuck going on now. Hey man, silence acceptance and we ain't having it. Like, comment, subscribe.